Okay, let's talk about teams. Why is it that some teams just click? You know the ones. They consistently knock it out of the park, while other teams just seem to stumble and struggle. It's a question that keeps a lot of leaders up at night. Well, in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on the one single, evidence-backed factor that separates the best from the rest. And it all starts with a question I'm pretty sure you've asked yourself before.
Come on, be honest. Of course you have. We all have. That little moment of hesitation, right? That split-second calculation where you're weighing if speaking up is actually worth the risk of someone shooting you down, or worse, making you feel ridiculous. It's a totally universal feeling, and it's the key to unlocking a much, much bigger problem.
So, to get to the solution, we first got to really diagnose the problem. The thing is, in so many teams, there are these invisible forces at play, these hidden dynamics that are just silently poisoning their potential.
Does any of this look familiar? I mean, that meeting where everyone's nodding along, but you can feel that people have major issues they're not talking about? Or the project wrap-up that just turns into a blame game? It's that constant, exhausting feeling of having to, manage how you look instead of just doing the work. These are not small things. They are giant red flags that a team is in serious trouble.
So what's the fix? Well, it turns out one of the best answers we've got comes from a massive study by a company that, let's face it, knows a thing or two about performance: Google.
And this wasn't just some quick survey. No, they called it Project Aristotle. For 2 solid years, they analyzed everything you could possibly think of: individual skills, team size, personality types, workload. They crunched all the data, hunting for that pattern, that secret ingredient that made their top teams so ridiculously effective.
And here is where it gets really, really interesting. After all that work, the answer wasn't what anyone expected. It wasn't about having the team of geniuses. It wasn't about having the perfect org chart. The number one thing that predicted a team's success was something else entirely.
And that something was psychological safety. This is it. This is the whole ballgame. It's that feeling, that shared belief in a team that you can stick your neck out, you can take a risk, you can be vulnerable, and you're not going to get your head bitten off for it. It's the feeling that it's safe to bring your actual, authentic self to work.
So, what does that actually look like on, say, a random Tuesday afternoon? Well, this slide nails it. It means you can ask what feels like a dumb question. It means you can say, "Oops, I messed up," and the immediate reaction isn't "whose fault is this?" but "Okay, how do we fix it together?" It's the freedom to challenge how things are done and throw a wild idea out there, knowing your team will actually listen, not just attack you for being different.
Okay, so we know what it is, we know why it's so important. But the million-dollar question is, how do you actually create it? Because psychological safety isn't something you can just announce in an email. It's built, brick by brick, through specific, consistent actions. And for leaders, it all starts with one thing.
It really does start at the top. If you're a leader, your actions are so much louder than your words. When you stand up and say, "You know what, I got that call wrong," or "I'm not sure what the best path is here, what are you all thinking?" you are giving your team permission to do the exact same thing. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's actually the key that unlocks trust and safety.
And that brings us to the most critical moments for building safety: what happens when things go wrong. Reframing how we think about mistakes is absolutely essential. It's about shifting the whole team's mindset away from blame and toward learning. A mistake isn't a failure to be punished, it's data. It's just data we can analyze.
Now, what I love about this slide is how clearly it shows the two roads a leader can take. The blame response, it's instinctive, right? But it's totally destructive. The learning response, on the other hand, is deliberate, and it builds safety. Just notice the shift in language, from who to what. It takes the person out of the hot seat and focuses on the process, which is where real lasting improvement actually comes from. So this is how you put that learning response into practice. When someone brings you bad news, your very first word should be something like, "Thank you for bringing this to me." That one simple act reinforces the idea that it's safe to be transparent, even when the news is bad. This is how you get people to raise problems when they're small and easy to fix, not after they've become giant disasters.
Now look, this isn't just about everyone feeling warm and fuzzy. Psychological safety has a direct, measurable, honest-to-goodness impact on the bottom line. Let's look at the actual numbers. 76%. Let that sink in. In environments that are psychologically safe, people are dramatically more engaged. They're not just punching a clock, they are mentally and emotionally all in on the team's success.
And what does all that engagement get you? A 20% jump in productivity. Yeah. When people feel safe and engaged, they bring their A game, that extra effort. The work just gets done faster, and frankly, it gets done better.
This is huge for any project manager listening. A 25% reduction in errors. And why is that? It's because people feel safe enough to raise a red flag early, to ask for help when they're stuck, and to double-check things without being afraid of looking incompetent. This is how you build real quality into your work.
And this is where the real magic happens. It's not a one-time thing. It's a virtuous cycle. It's like a flywheel. Higher safety leads to better performance. That better performance builds confidence and trust. That increased trust deepens the psychological safety even more, which, you guessed it, leads to even better performance. It just keeps building on itself over time.
Now, this is a really important point, because a common mistake is to think that psychological safety just means being nice or lowering your standards. And this matrix shows exactly why that's wrong. If you have high safety but low accountability, well, you're in the comfort zone. It's pleasant, sure, but nothing amazing is going to happen. And if you have high accountability but low safety, you're in the anxiety zone, where everyone is terrified to make a mistake.
So the crucial takeaway is this. The goal is the learning zone. This is the sweet spot. This is where you combine high psychological safety with high standards. It's an environment where the team is challenged to do incredible work and they feel totally supported to take the risks they need to take to get there. This is where real innovation and peak performance live.
Ultimately, psychological safety isn't just a theory. It's a practice. It's built in tiny, consistent moments. How you kick off a meeting, how you react to a mistake, how you answer a simple question. So the question I want to leave you with isn't just about what you learned today, but what you're going to do. What's the one concrete action, big or small, that you'll take this week to start building that foundation of safety for your team?